Good morning, guys. Rob here, outside. My wife has meetings going on all day today and all day tomorrow. She's actually in classes and stuff like that, so that's going to kind of keep her from, from me being in the same room, um, broadcasting and stuff like that. So it's going to kind of be a little tougher for me. So that's why I'm outside today. I got my birds out here with me too. But and it's a little cool. It's a little chilly out. It's raining back that way about 25 miles, and it's a storm pretty much. And the front's coming through here now, and you can feel the cool air coming through. It's about 73, but it feels more like probably 65. And I'm wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts, so try to make it. Try to make it. If we want, if the breeze will let up a little bit, it'll be even better. So we'll see what happens. Back at work, Keith says, "Hi, what's going on, my friend?" Baseball 2020. It's going to be a lot different. 60 games, injuries, coronavirus, late season start, hot. Won't be any snow. We don't have to worry about that. So what do I think is going to happen? Well, let's start out west. Let's start out west in the National League. I think the Dodgers have the best offense. Dodgers definitely have the best defense. What's going on, Puck? What's going on? So, and they have the best pitching. They win that division. We'll come back in a little while, and I'll kind of tell you by how much and everything. They have a big advantage. They're playing the AL West. AL West is not a juggernaut. The Rangers are going to be better, not great. The Astros are a very good team, yes. Angels are a very good team, yes. But then you got the Mariners, and then you've got the A's, and they're just not able to keep up the bats. So the Dodgers have a big advantage playing out west, no doubt about that. So I'm going to pick the Dodgers definitely for the Western Division. Central Division is always a lot tougher. And being that you've got some good bats in the Central or in the American League, such as the Twins, such as the Indians, don't think you can make predictions this year, huh? Well, I'm going to make them, try them anyway. Being that the bats of the Brewers, they didn't clank as well as I thought they would last year with Yelich and all those guys. They didn't get together as well as I thought they would. I think they do this year. I think the offense prevails. You can always say the Cubs, those birds, want Orioles and Cards. Yeah, or the Blue Jays. I don't know who they want. But I'm going to, in the Central Division, I'm taking the Brewers. I took them last year, regretted it all the way through because they just didn't get the best pitching. But I think they win it this year. Now, I'm going home. I'm going to be a homer this year in the National League East. Why? Because I think they have the best offense, or the second best maybe offense in the National League. I'm going with the Phillies. The Braves have the best pitching by far, even better than Washington. They have got what's up, Sean? They have got the best bullpen, I think, in all of baseball. But is this a season where the bullpens are not going to make? Yeah, I'm with you, Demos. I'm totally against that. But the Mets don't have as good an offense. The Braves don't have as good an offense. They lost Donaldson. The Nats don't have as good a offense as Washington. I mean, as Philadelphia. They lost Rendon in the process, and Florida doesn't. I just think the Philadelphia Phillies will get out to a lead early in the season and hold them off. I say the Phillies win the National League East. Let's go to the American League West. And, obviously the easy pick there would probably be the Astros. And I'm going to take the Astros, but I'll tell you one thing. They are going to fight tooth and nail, I think, this year with the Angels. The Angels have one of the two best offenses in the American League. I think they have a better offense than the Astros, really. They've got potentially maybe 3 Hall of Famers that could come off of that just the offense alone. But I definitely like the Astros, but I think it's going to be really close. Central Division of the American League. I like Minnesota. Their bats are strong. They had the best offense in all of baseball last year. They didn't lose very much, and they picked up a pitcher along the way too. They're going to be a better team. Indians, they're there almost every year. They're well managed, but I just think I like the Twins there. Then we go into the American League East, and I'll tell you, this is one that could be an upset, and I think it's a team that could win it that nobody talks about. Personally, I think the Yankees win it. I think the Yankees win the division, but I'll tell you one thing. Don't be surprised if the Blue Jays is right there. The Blue Jays have one of the best. I mean, they get Donaldson from the Braves, and they have got some power. They can hit the baseball. It's all a matter if they have to play all their games in the United States. If that's the case, that's a disadvantage all the way around for them. But if they do get to play at home, half of their games at home, I think it's going to be very, very tough for a team such as the Blue Jays to get beaten away. Okay, because it's just they picked up some pitching and they just got a better team. So don't be surprised if the Blue Jays go off to a hot start, 8-2, 9-1. And just don't look back, because you really don't have a lot of time to catch anybody. This is a drag race. This is not a NASCAR race. This is a drag race. And you got to get to 60, and we'll see what happens. Now, I've been asked, who do I think is going off? How many home runs do I think leads all of baseball? And I think it'll be 23. 23. I think Mike Trout can do it. Mike Trout, I think he can do it. He's got a lot of help around him now. I hear you too. He's got a lot of help around him with Rendon and Pujols. Don't forget Rendon is there. He is very, very dangerous as well. So a triple crown is not without, that's the one thing this year I think that could be attained. Average home runs, and RBIs. Mike Trout is more than capable of doing it. They can't pitch around everybody on that team. You just can't do it. The only bad thing about it is they don't have a lot of left-handed power. I was surprised they didn't really go out and get a good left-handed bat. But they have proven hitters in Pujols, Trout, and Rendon. They're going to be a tough murderer's row 3-4-5, 2-3-4. However way they do it, they will probably line them up and just say, "Look, do what you can do with us." So that's I said 23 home runs. Do I think anybody hits 400 this year? Yeah, Ohtani. Yeah, he's been hurt though. Do I think anybody hits 400 this year? I think it could happen. Uh, um, I think somebody could hit 400 this year. I don't think they're going to pull the plug just because now they are like they realize these guys are still getting coronavirus and they're still going along with it. So I don't think they'll pull the plug on the season. I think they've even lined it up. If coronavirus is the reason, they can come back whatever day that after their 14 days. So it's they've opened up the gates a little bit this year. I think you're going to see a lot of guys with it, but it's a roll of the dice there. Batting 400 though, going back to that, I think Anthony Rendon could do it. Rendon is a natural hitter. He can hit for power, yes, but he's not going to be asked to hit for power. All they got to do is get him on base, and they're going to be very, very tough. Rendon is a guy that could do that. Also, Trout could hit 400. He's more than capable of doing it. But I think personally he gets 23 home runs this year. Now, who's going to lead the National League in home runs? Well, going back to being a homer again, I think everybody's watching out for Bryce Harper this year. I think everybody's watching out for Didi Gregorius this year. What's up, Alan? Watch out for Rhys Hoskins. I think Rhys Hoskins leads the National League this year in home run. Jock Peterson's going to be right there too. But I think one of them will hit 21 home runs this year. 21 home runs. Peterson or Rhys Hoskins. Goldschmidt could always do it too. He can do it. Now, the one name I left out, the kid from the Mets last year. And I think he sets another record this year. I think he sets a record for 60 games intentionally walked. I think he's going to get a lot of intentional passes this year. Nobody wants to pitch to that kid. He's just 53 home runs for a rookie. I mean, that is just astounding. And he's coming back his second year, and that team's just a year older. I think they didn't really go out and pick. They didn't really go out there and pick up a lot to help him, Pete Alonso. But but I think he sets a record this year for 60 games. I think that it's going to be. I think he's going to get in excess of 60 intentional walks. Why would you pitch to him? And number two, are there going to be close games? Of course, they're going to be close games. DeGrom, Syndergaard, they still got some great pitching. A lot of close games. Why pitch to him? I wouldn't. So we'll see what happens there. Best record in baseball this year. I hemmed and hawed over that a lot, and really, I think it hurts the Yankees that they have to play against so many good pitching teams like the Nats, the Mets, and the Braves, and then they can go into when they play Philly, it's just going to be an all-out bat the ball around war. And then, of course, they play the Marlins. It's a lot of people just want to walk over top of them, sure. But if you really look at things really close, a team that could really walk a dog this year is the Dodgers. The Dodgers are playing in the National League West. Rockies are already coming down with coronavirus. Arizona, a better team, no doubt about it. They're going to be a little bit better team, but I'm not sure they got anything for the Dodgers. The Giants, I didn't see where they really helped themselves that much. And let's see, who's the other team? Dodgers, Giants, Padres. Well, the Padres, for the last 4 years, we've been saying, wait till next year, wait till next year, wait till next year. They're not as good as the Dodgers. And then look who they get to play in the American League West, 4 games each. Seattle, they're not going to rip the cover off the ball. The Oakland A's have some good young talent. I just don't see where they're going to go out there though and just run. And it's hard on a team like the A's, a low budget team with a lot of good young talent. But man, every time they turn around, they got to play somebody good. Wow, that is big news, Alan. So playing 4 games against the Astros and 4 against the Angels, especially when you pretty much get to play at home if you're the Dodgers playing against the Angels. And they've got more fan base. They got a whole lot bigger fan base. I like the Dodgers to win 42 games this year. I think they go 42-18. I've heard wacky numbers, 48-12. I just don't. I don't know if anybody's going to win close to 50 games out of 60. I think 42, 43 wins is going to be the top. I think it's going to be the very best. But there could be there definitely could be a team that wins 45 games. It definitely could. But I just think 42, 43 wins by the Dodgers gets them in the playoffs. Disappointment team of the year, I think it's going to be the Cardinals. I think the Cards are better equipped for a full season. They have proven pitchers, veteran pitchers that don't always come out the gate the hottest. Do you think we're going to have school? Yes, Sean. Their spring practice, fall practices are going to start for soccer. For volleyball. The lady that cut my hair said her daughter's going to go to volleyball practice. So, and they actually got a meet coming up. It's not this weekend, the next weekend. So they're already gumming up there for it. So, you know what? No, not really. The Cardinals play well most of the time in 162 games. They're a team a lot of times after 100 games, they're 5 games back. And by the time the end of the season goes, they're 5 games up. They work magic. They work some real-time magic from games 90 to 125 or 150 even. But they're not going to go that far this year. So they can eat lunch. I think they're going to school in Virginia. I definitely think so. They're already talking about phase 3. Yeah, there's a chance you could be playing this year, Sean. There's a chance. So, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The playoff system is just like normal. American League against the National League, as always. I'd love to be able to say the Phillies are going to be there at the end, but I just don't think so. You're going to have to play 5-game series and then 7-game series. And I just think in a 7-game series, the Phillies don't match up with the Dodgers. They just don't. I think that's going to be a real tough matchup for them. We'll see what happens, but I just don't. What's up, Dale? What's going on? But I just don't think. I just don't think the Phillies can stick with the Dodgers on a 7-game series. Right now, they don't have the pitching. Now, obviously, if they go, let's say they start the season 20-9, something like that. Let's say they start off really hot. They may go out and try to get them some more pitching. You're going to have some pitchers that's going to be on the block. Obviously, Arenado has not been extended yet. There's a great chance Arenado could be. Has anybody seen Lance Armstrong? There's a great chance Arenado gets traded. I think there's a good chance of that. I think there's a great chance he can go back to Colorado, but if he realizes halfway through the season that he's more valuable to the Rockies as trade bait, where they can get a couple of future players to help, and then he can come back. Then I think he's better served. But then again, if you get traded, you just don't know how well you're going to get along with the other team, and it may be just a perfect match where that you don't want to leave where you go. So it's a double-edged sword there for Colorado. But if they don't come out any hotter than I expect them to this year, I expect them to trade Nolan Arenado. I think that'll be a blockbuster trade. A team like the Nats may go right after him, fill in that spot that Rendon had. Don't be surprised. The Braves may do it. The Phillies could do it. But I think the Phillies probably, when they start looking for trade stuff, they're going to try to get some pitching. And I think that's going to make more difference than anything. American League, you look at the American League side of things. Everybody's saying Yankees, Yankees, Yankees. Yeah, but Houston's proven. Houston's a proven team. They have virtually every position player that's played. It's not like a kid. They're proven players. They have a lot of good pitching. They don't have Garrett Cole anymore. Obviously, do I believe Girardi's job's in jeopardy? Not at all. This is his first season. No. A 60-game schedule. If they go out and play 20 and 40 ball, I don't think he goes nowhere. Yeah, but I don't think they'll play that badly because of the offense. I've said the whole morning. I think teams with good offenses are great. I even call them a great offense. You got a lot of good bats in that lineup, man. You got Kutch, you got Harper, you got Hoskins, you got Real Muto, you got Segura, you got Gregorius now, and they're going to be tough. They're going to be really tough. Yeah, Rays are used to not having anybody there. Yeah, it's going to be crazy for some of these teams. But like you say, some of the teams that haven't been drawing the last 3-4 years, the Orioles have not been drawing anybody. Orioles still get a difference, but nothing like you say. Marlins, the Marlins, I don't even think they went over 15,000 over maybe 5 times last year. 15,000. That's crazy. Playing down in Miami, beautiful weather with a dome if needed, if it's raining, and still can't draw. It's far enough out of town that it's not in the bad neighborhoods, but it's really not in a section that says, okay, come see us. And they just don't draw. Arizona's got to start drawing some people too. In San Diego, they're drawing the fans. They're just not winning. They've been drawing the fans a little bit more anyway. Not huge influx of them, but they're getting. What will MLB do if teams start lining up against a virus? Well, they already said that they're going to put them on a 14-day list, and they're going to roll with it. So Uh, you know, as you know, the bullpens, right? The bullpens are not going to be. The players in the bullpen are not going to be sitting out there in the bullpen. They're going to be behind. They're going to be in the stands behind the dugouts. So anybody that's not a one of the starting nine or the manager or the hitting coach, it's only going to be like 11 people allowed in the dugout. Peanuts. But yeah, but the non-starters and the bullpen guys have to sit in the stands, and then they'll call them out. They're going to allow them time to get down to the bullpens. Middle reliever, if they know there's a chance, okay, well, if he has a rough inning, they're going to need me, and then they'll let them sit down along with the bullpen coach. But that's going to be it. They're not going to be sitting out there in the dugout. They're not supposed to be out there in the bullpens at all this year, waiting. They're supposed to be waiting. Yeah. What will it take before they have to stop a season? They'll, geez, I don't know. 40 tests, maybe 40 positives, maybe more than that. They're expecting it. They're expecting. What happens to a manager who gets in the face of an umpire? Well, they're dealing with that right now. They're already talking about that if they even get within the 6 feet radius of them, that they could get fined and suspended. That's going to be hard to do. That's going to be very, very hard. Security is going to be tight as a blanket. Don't allow the manager out to they're going to be able to come out to dugout there. But security, you won't believe the security that they're going to have at these ball games. And you would think, well, they really don't need security. Yeah, they do. They do. The Travelers Open, was it the Travelers 2 weeks ago? The PGA Tour was in Texas. They were in Texas 2 weeks ago. 1,100 fans were at the fence doing like this. 1,100. Where the hell are you going to park that many cars that you know, people were dropping people off. They're wanting to just see somebody hit a golf ball. 1,100. And see, PGA Tour could do so much if they wanted to. You've got however many acres it takes to build 18-hole course. Mound meetings are going to be kind of like the 6 foot apart thing. Shout from the bases. It's going to be a lot of things going to be changing. The worst thing I've seen so far that's been put up is the runner going to second rule. I don't like that at all. Extra innings, they're going to put a base runner at second base. So I don't know. Man, on Skype meetings, yeah. Especially with those that can't speak English, it's going to be even tougher, Morse code. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. But yeah, that was a loud one this morning. But yeah, it's how they're going to do some of this stuff is just going to be test. Masks on the field, I don't know whether they're going to have to or not. I don't even know if the umpires got to or not. It's going to be tough when it's 90 degrees out there. But does he have to wear a facial mask? I'm not sure if the catcher does. I don't think the batter does. Can a pitcher blow on his hand? No. They're going to have some sort of wet rag that they will be able to clean their fingers off with. I think they can carry it in their pocket too. It'll be examined and stuff, or it's going to be one that's laying on the field. So we'll see what happens there. I think that while they're batting, they're not going to rosin bag per pitcher too, something like that. Yeah, it's going to be one each pitcher wants that's legal. It's going to be shown to the league in advance, stuff like that. The fake injury situation. Can he scratch his ball? Take your own bag. Fake injury situation is going to be really, really tough to monitor. The league actually wants to have their doctor examine a player if they have to come out. My arm hurts. I can't. That kind of situation. But obviously. Yeah, and there's a few of them that said they were going to spit. Charlie Blackmon said it. Charlie Blackmon now has coronavirus. But Charlie Blackmon 2 or 3 weeks ago said, "I'll spit. No one's going to stop me." Well, you can spit at home now because you've got corona. But as far as individual things go, not putting your feet in the water cooler. There's going to be some stuff that's going to change a lot. Things we haven't even thought about. So yeah, but he said he was going to do it anyway. He said, "You weren't going to stop me from doing it." Tobacco use. At one time, baseball was saying no more tobacco use. I haven't seen them really come down hard on that. What are they going to do if somebody's chewing tobacco? They got to spit it somewhere. The travel part of it doesn't scare me too much, because if you know any airports, and if you know the way they generally do it here in the United States, they're going to go to the smallest terminal, run them right through. They're not even, they're just not. They're not going to run them, crazily through the airport, but they're going to have them in a timely manner get out there on the tarmac. And like I say, if you've seen the Eagles or the Phillies, either one come back, or the Flyers ever come back from a road trip, they don't hardly ever even step foot in the airport. They let them through a special gate, and I don't think air travel's got to be so much of a problem. Personal aircraft. Each team has that. And this year, the flying is going to be a lot less. Teams like Texas, Houston, they got a lot more flying time because they got to go all the way to Seattle, San Francisco, San Diego, LA, Colorado, and Arizona. But that they would have to fly. They would have to fly. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Then what do? You talking about a can of worms. Well, if you take a steroid, you get rid of okay. Then Charlie Blackmon have a beard down to here and a head out to here. Look like SpongeBob with a beard. That'd be crazy and funny. That would be a lot. It would be a big joke here. It would be a lot of funny. A lot funny there. Uh, Geez, they go crazy out here. Uh, Dale, they're gonna travel, and I think most teams will travel two aircrafts, and they're gonna have league doctors, team doctors. They always travel with the team. Trainers travel with the team. Well, they are really trying to get these players to stand up for the national anthem. Uh, I think plenty of kneeling will go on, especially in cities like Philadelphia, D.C., L.A. Anybody that can draw a little bit of attention, they're going to do it. I think they will, sadly, but I think they will. It'll be interesting who decides they're going to stand, because a lot of times they become the pariah. Uh, uh, but there's some guys that really have been kind of left their team. The teammates felt it like they got left behind when they stood up for the national anthem. But I don't think they should judge them that way. But, we had the All-Star race. That's done and done. I hope it's already been posted. Nobody tell anybody who won that race. 15 lapper, only one pit stop. If I see kneeling, the game goes off. Any sport, yeah. Well, NFL expect it. NFL is just going. They're running with it. It's going to be more people kneeling at the NFL than it will be standing. That's the darndest truth there. I just want to see if Drew Brees has balls enough to kneel. But if you were in the service or something, if you were in the service and you served your country, Army, Navy, or something, I can understand why you would get pissed. I really can. That's a big deal. They got pitch timers. Yeah, not so much counts, but pitch timers. But they've had that in effect the last 2 or 3 years, Dale. When we went to a ball game last year, they had the pitch timer out there, and they never got on them about it. Once in a while, probably in our game we went and watched, probably 10 times it went down to 0. So, yeah. So Dale, you can understand. So you can understand why Dale would be pissed if you go somewhere and you see somebody that's kneeling. I can understand that, because you work for the country for 22 plus years. So, hey, I understand it all the way. My dad was in the Army and National Guard altogether for a little over 4.5 years. So, what's up, Philip? What's going on? My new wrestling game is scheduled to get here Saturday. I think maybe it might get here tomorrow. And if it does, I will definitely try it out as soon as I get it. I can't wait. It looks like a fun game. My dad said Drew Brees should retire because he's going to get hit like he never got hit in his life. Drew Brees is what, if you want to call somebody the waffle, call him that. He's waffle back and forth. Roster extension, I want to say 30, and then 28, and then 26, something like that. Yeah. Bubba Wallace, yeah. Probably end up being a hockey fan soon once all the other sports turn me off. Hockey, they're gonna be kneeling. Some of those guys are gonna kneel now. It's everywhere, dude. It's everywhere. NASCAR is asking all of their participants to not kneel. So that's one of the few things that they're actually getting right. But you know, take it with a grain of salt. Uh, Bubba Wallace is catching a lot of hell now. He really is. Um, couple people called him heroes. I'm not going to go that far and call him a hero, but he needs to do his homework. Everybody needs to do their homework before they start pointing fingers at anybody, because nobody likes to be blamed for something they didn't do or that was never done in the first place. It's a shame. Yeah. So, hey, I really don't know what they can do with somebody, but you cry wolf one time. Like I said last night, you cry wolf one time, somebody comes to protect you and all. But let's say Bubba Wallace, something really happened to him at the racetrack, and NASCAR decides, what the hell, it's the same guy. Something could happen, and it wouldn't be good. That's a shame. But we're going to see what happens. I don't think that Bubba Wallace is going to try to point the finger at anybody else for anything else anymore. He needs to limit his social media account. That gets more people in more trouble than anything else. We generally don't have any problem with any of the stars of any of the 4 or 5 leagues that don't say a lot. You generally just wonder, what are they up to? What are they doing? What are they doing? The playoff and World Series being extended. I don't think so, Dale. I think they just run in the regular way. I think they're running with a regular playoff. I think they are anyway, because they said they want to be done in October, and they're counting on the last day of the season to be right there into Charlottesville. What am I coming up with Charlottesville for? I don't know why I'm thinking that. End of September. End of September is supposed to be regular season. So they're just going to have a little over 4 weeks to do all the playoffs. And they want to be done prior to November 1. So I think they'll be playing with regular playoffs. Smart star and reflex. Well, heat. Maybe he needs a heat on him. Ready for basketball and college football. It's going to be a lot of NBA players that's going to sit out per the league's request. The league has even requested the guys that don't want to play, don't play. Now, once they start not getting paid, once other guys are starting to get paychecks and they're not, that'll get them back out there. That's all it takes. Money talks bigger than anything to any of these guys, and if you can afford to sit out, it's probably a good thing to do. If you can afford to do it, been smart with your money and all, why not sit out? Why would you go in there trying to win something, especially basketball, where it's a big time contact sport. Bodily fluids, especially um, chest to back to back, chest to chest, whatever. There's a lot of sweating going on. Pinocchio. Bubba Wallace has a Pinocchio quality. he might bump you out of the way with his nose if you don't watch out. Get the Pinocchio quality. Yeah. Very nice out here today. It looks. I'm gonna tell you right now. It feels like rain. It's cool out here. Temperature's probably 75, 76. I don't know. Current temperature 76. Feels like 76. Yeah. So there's nothing crazy going on there. Pinocchio Wallace. But I don't know. Wallace he'll probably get through this with flying colors. What do I think of the DH in the National League? I thought they had to do it this year, but now they're saying calling it's going to be a universal thing starting next year. So we'll see. I am thinking of adding Bubba to Scram season and put him on the pole of the fictional Aunt Jemima 250. I'm going to make a shirt with Bubba Wallace's face on it with Pinocchio's nose. End of the National League. It won't come back. I'll tell you what's going to happen. The National League is going to start getting better pitchers. A lot of the pitchers don't want to hit anymore. And if they realize, wow, I can go to that league now. I'm not going to have to face anybody but myself. I just have to, take care of my pitching. I don't have to worry about batting and all unless we run out of players. So, well, Alan, they're saying the noose was not really a noose. It was just a knot that was tied on it, tied on a rope. And it was just put up there so when you go to the garage, you could pull it down and open up the garage door. And so now Bubba Wallace is catching hell for starting up shit, starting up a damn attack on somebody that won't even an attack at all. It was so I don't know. Scherzer and Bumgarner. There's going to be some guys that are going to play parts. But the runner going on second base starting 10th inning, I don't like that for a few reasons. You're going to have expanded rosters anyway, okay? With expanded rosters, chances are you can have somebody on the rosters really, really fast. And you start them at second. They can maybe take third, and the next thing you know, a little meaningless pop fly anywhere. Even what's that rule? What is going on there? Okay. What's that rule? Which rule we talking about now? So, if it goes, if it goes extra innings, the team that's in the bat automatically gets a runner at second base to start the inning. So it's not, you don't even have to get a double. It's just like you starting the inning off with a double. Pitcher's got to pitch from the stretch. It changes the game so much. And they're hoping to speed the game up that way. They've done that in the minor leagues with somewhat success. But minor leagues did have an 18-inning game last year. Rule, yeah. Yeah. And that's what happened, Demos. It was an 18 inning game in wow, where was it at? Iowa? I think it was Iowa. Minor leagues. And at starting the 10th inning, they put that runner at second. Both teams, 4 different innings, scored that one run. You know, I'm just like this. We've been waiting all season to watch baseball, right? What the hell is wrong with 30 more minutes or 45 more minutes of baseball? They're getting paid to play. People are acting like our time is gold. What the hell's up? What are we watching on TV? Really? Last night I turned the TV on. I watched like one match of AEW. I just watched it for like 10 minutes. Oh, they're using the 2-out rule if you're leading. No, they're not doing that. Softball, stuff like it's totally different. If you slow pitch, 2 balls, and then play with just 3 balls and 2 strikes, or 2 and 1, you just get 1 strike, you get 1 foul, and that's it. And then you got to hit it. You got to hit it in play. So that's what I like. But I don't like it 10th inning rule at all. I'm against that. 3 batter rule, I think teams are going to be able to outfox that. Oh my God! Can't you look at my picture right there? He's hurt. He's hurt. Go as long as it takes. If you wear your pitching out in an 18 inning game, just activate fresh arms. Well, yeah, and that's the thing, Demo. You've got capability of carrying 7 starting pitchers. You got the capability of doing that. Or carrying 6, and then you can deactivate. There's so many easy ways to do it this year. And they don't want to do it that way. They're going to turn fans off. I think so. I think that's one of the rules that's going he's hurt, for fuck's sake. He doesn't have to bad. What's wrong with the big Jesse? They what's wrong with the big bat? Doesn't have to bat. Oh, he doesn't. If he doesn't have to bat, what's wrong? Well, that's the thing, though. If you get the 3 batter rule, and I don't know, you got a lefty in there, and then all of a sudden here comes Mike Trout, and he's faced 2 batters so far. Well, you don't want to walk somebody intentionally, especially a close game. We're going to see what happens. So my division winners are the Astros, Twins, Yankees. And the one team I think they could give a Yankees fits is the Blue Jays. National League, I like the Dodgers. I like the Brewers, and I like the Phillies. Best record in baseball, 42-18. I think that'll be the Dodgers. Will there be a team that does not win 20 games this year? Yes. Yes, Orioles. The Orioles could not have picked – it could not have worked any worse for the Orioles. Look at their interdivision rivals. They have to play the Mets, great pitching. They have to play the Braves, great pitching. They have to play the Nationals, great pitching. They have to go against the Phillies, murderer's row lineup. And Marlins, a good young team. Not great, nothing like that. But I think I'm going to say 17 wins is all they get out of 60 games. I don't think they're going to be Baseball is going to the way of NASCAR, implementing dumbass rules to turn fans. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I said last night, how could NASCAR get fans back? Well, number one, you've turned some of them off to the point they don't even want to watch it no more. But go back and watch some of the films. Go back and watch some of the films in the late 80s, early 90s. The places were packed. Okay? Number one, get rid of the restrictor plate. Number two, no more segments. Okay? Number three, do not throw a caution flag unless there is something, quote unquote, dangerous on the track. If a little piece of metal about this big is out there, look like a, and it's just sitting right there against the wall, don't throw a caution for that. Let's be smarter with things. Do not pave old tracks. Look, make the guys have to lift off the gas. They'll do it. They do it. When you're going down the highway, when you get to a sharp curve, don't you let off the gas? Sure you do. Have snipers around the track. But they've got to, if they're ever going to come back, I let the DH pitch in extra innings. Yeah, it's so crazy. But yeah, do not run over track drivers. Whatever you do, please don't do that. JPM, we know you did it. Juan Pablo Montoya. But it's just, NASCAR, Interzone likes the new rules. He likes the new rules in baseball. Now, those new rules will not be in effect in the playoffs. If he goes extra innings, they're not going to put a guy at second. I don't think. See, Alan, what they're doing, they get points for each little segment. I don't have a problem with that. Keep the race going, dumbasses. And I'll tell you something else NASCAR likes to do. NASCAR needs to quit starting races at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They pray for rain. Why? Pray for rain and then hope they get halfway. That's all they do. They pray for rain and hope for halfway. Somewhere like a Bristol, somewhere like Talladega, somewhere like that. Start the race at 12:30. Start the race right at 12:30. Oh, well, we had an afternoon shower. Okay, you guys can go inside, eat them a sandwich, whatever they want to. Let them rest a little bit. Now, what they want to do at Talladega, let's start a 3 o'clock race. And then they run 30 laps. And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. We got track drying, and we hope to get them back out there. We'll be aiming for them to get to halfway before dark. That's ripping off the people buying a ticket when they're aiming. They're not even trying to get to the – he agrees with me. They're not even trying to get to the end of the race. All they're trying to do is get to the halfway point, and that's bullshit. Demos, they have not said who would be rain tire. But they in the road courses they do race road. They race in the rain now. They've actually got windshield wipers, and it actually makes for a good show. Makes for a good show, Alan. Some of them can't race in the rain, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. I would think it would be an unearned run, but who the hell knows, man? Who do you like more as a filly between Kruk and Dykstra? Dykstra, I think, was a better player. I think Kruk was a better guy. Kruk was a tough, hard-nosed ball player, yes. Lenny Dykstra, Had he kept his head screwed on right, probably wasn't a Hall of Famer, but uh, they he was as hard a nosed leadoff hitter as I ever seen. He just he alienated a lot of teammates. He had a lot of shit to say, and alienated a lot of people. Uh, he put his coaches and his teammates under the bus, and he didn't care. So Kruk was a better teammate. But I don't think he was quite the ball player that Dykstra was. Yeah, we are actually considering going on vacation in the next few weeks. And if I have my way, Darla's going to be fishing. And I'm not saying fishing. I'm saying fishing. I contacted a guy about going to a stream in Southwest Virginia, and they stock it 4 days a week, and they put some trophies in it. Yeah, and she likes to fish. I took her trout fishing with me, oh God, over 10 years ago. We actually got in the creeks up in Philly, not in Pennsylvania, but in the city of Philly. And she caught a rock bass. It was probably about like that. Beautiful fish, man. I wish I'd have had a photo of that. I've never caught a rock bass in my life, but she caught that one, man. It was a sharp looking fish. Yeah, do like your videos. I appreciate it. I told her the other day, I said, look, what do we want to do? Do you want to go to the beach? We can go to Myrtle Beach if you want to. You want to go to Cleveland? We can go see Tribe Fan if he's around. We can go to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and then spin back around and maybe come back through around Cincinnati. I don't know who's in that Cincinnati area. And then cut back around through Lexington, Kentucky, and come back around. Or when I go on vacation, I'm going fishing for or we can go, if I'm going we're going fishing, we go down to southwestern Virginia and maybe go down there and hit the Smokies before it's over with. Maybe get some good pictures of some bears and stuff roaming around. Also, I might Phillips in Cincinnati. Okay. WKRP. Yeah. So that's what I would do. I'd definitely call up some people if we go in different areas. I know somebody's in Knoxville, Tennessee. So we go down. If we go down Pigeon Forge, Knoxville, down in that area somewhere, we're going to try to hit about 4 or 5 different putt-putt courses. And let you guys bet on who's going to win that between me and my wife. I will say this much, and this is not braggadocious on her part at all. I said we turned. I mean, like we were practicing on a green. It was almost like that. I mean, it was just terrible. And she can read putts pretty well. She can putt pretty well. All right, Philip, I'll do that. And we know some good courses down in that area: Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, all down through there. It's some awesome golf courses as far as putt. If I go to Myrtle Beach, she's probably going to the beach a lot. I'm going to actually go find some links. Try to find a links course or two if I can. Never played on a links course, but they have a few of them down there. Myrtle Beach itself has 92 golf courses down there now. So, some as little as $20 a day to play. Most of them pretty flat. A little bit of breeze always comes into effect, and always, a little bit of water comes into effect. So that could be a lot of fun. So I'm hoping that maybe we'll figure out what we're going to do. My friend that cuts my hair, she actually cut my wife's hair yesterday. She told me that she was taking her daughters down to Myrtle Beach this weekend. Well, obviously, after this weekend, the week after that's the 4th of July week. We are not going anywhere the week of the 4th. It's too many people, too much traffic. We're not going to do that. We can kind of pick a time, place when we want to go. Cooking chili today, a party tonight. I've actually got some chili still left in the fridge from last Sunday, but Saturday. I think I made it Saturday last week. So we're going. She says she would love to be able to know, how to hit an iron and a wood, but she's never really been able to get them in the air. So it wouldn't be fair for me and her to play golf against each other. But we'll try to play putt-putt against each other. And if we go on vacation, Myrtle Beach has so many of them. They probably got 20 putt-putt courses, at least 10 anyway, 15. Some good ones, too, I hear. She's never been to Myrtle Beach. I haven't been in 20 years. So things have changed, I'm sure. But it's not that bad a trip for us. We can get there almost as quick as we can get to Virginia Beach, maybe 30 minutes longer, maybe 45. But it's not a bad trip, not a bad run at all. So I don't really know anybody down in North Carolina area or down around the Myrtle Beach area as far as online here. But there is somebody from Knoxville that comes on here one day when I play you in golf. Do you play regular golf, Sean, or do you play putt-putt? All right, Alan, have a good one, bud. Have a good one. But I've actually got a couple of training tools I've got that I'm thinking about putting out here in the yard, see if I can see how well I can do. Oh, you've never played putt-putt or golf? Oh, okay. Neither. She's good. Like I say, 10 feet in front of her, if it's pretty level, I'm not betting against her making it. Not at all. So I'll try to make some good videos. I'll try to do that. I don't know if how well I can do it. Play Sean a racquetball, Rob. I've never played racquetball in my life. Never played racquetball. And I'm not a fan of tennis. And yeah, I don't even like talking about tennis ever since Djokovic did his shit this week. Always been a Joker fan. But Djokovic, that's just stupid, man. What he did was just, I mean, I can't find a rhyme or reason why he did the stupid shit he did. So a couple of the guys on the tour even said, hey, pretty much say, damn, you better deserve what you get. They didn't go quite that far to say that, but they pretty much said, hey, you play with flies, after a while you get shit on, you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. He just, messed around with all those strippers and all that stuff, went dancing with all of them. Next thing you know, he's got COVID. So, I mean, you can be that dumb. You cannot be that stupid. But, hey, that's what Djokovic did. He decided to. And now he's laid up with COVID for 11 more, 12 more days, whatever. 11 more, I guess. So we'll see what happens there. You just can't be that dumb. You just cannot go out here and just go to the nearest person and just start hugging and wiping your face or whatever the hell you're going to do. I mean, let somebody clean, wipe your tears out of your eyes or, wipe your face with a towel. You got to do all that stuff yourself now. Yeah, you don't even do a kid. I mean, teach a kid to do it now. I'm sorry. You just have to. So, basic stuff. Yeah, Sean said he's been at home. And that's the thing. Me and the wife we just got so damn stir crazy. I've been since you played real golf. Yeah, I enjoy it. And if I'm able to, I'm going to definitely, I got to get the GoPro going. May go today. I may go today. It's such a beautiful day. Sean will tell you, it's about 75 or 76 out here right now. Sun is up. It's supposed to rain a little bit midday. That would be perfect. Slow some greens down just a little bit for me, and make it where I can hit the ball and get it, you know, aim it where I want to get it to anyway. And then maybe take Sean. Sean knows I know where he lives. Sure. I met Sean that day. Yeah, Rob, I've been going outside because I'm getting bored on my phone. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, and I don't blame anybody for getting outside. It's really not been bad weather at all the last 2 or 3 days here. It's not been the hottest. It's been warm. But today it's just excellent. 75, 76 out here right now. Sun is coming down. Uh, yeah, it's just not a bad day at all. Yeah. But Sean was out there holding the basketball when we come up that day. And he just, he said, hello, what's he up to? Playing basketball for 2 minutes. Come right back. Yeah, gets sweating a lot. Yeah. But, yeah, we probably talked to Sean for 5 minutes. It probably wasn't any longer than that because I didn't even park a car. I was in the middle of the street. And I hopped out and gave him his stuff. Ever played badminton? I have played badminton. Yeah, I played that. Yeah. They used to be very, very popular when we was kids as far as going to the store, just buying a little badminton net, 4 or 6 rackets or whatever. Yeah, people used to like doing that all the time. You don't hear as much of that anymore. Everybody's got soccer stuff going on now, and I've kicked a soccer ball, but I've never tried to make a goal past somebody. Never tried to do that. Not like hockey anyway. I've scored goals on people playing hockey, but not soccer. That would have been a game for me back in high school because I could run for days. I could run and run and run and run. And my problem was if somebody would have tried to hit the ball high, I wouldn't have been able to get to it too good because I was so short. I was little. I was a small guy in high school. In no way I could play football. I played football in Little League, and that didn't last long. I was too small. I was fast enough, but Little League, they don't throw the football. It's all handoffs and stuff like that. And if they'd have handed me the ball a bunch of times, I'd have got killed. I would just run through a line full of guys that weighed 70, 80 pounds more than me. Would not have added up. Talked to Rob 5 minutes, pulled up my gun, and said, get on the ground. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Now the truth, Sean. My wife was princessed up that day. She was all sitting up in the car, had her sunglasses on, had her earrings dangling and stuff like that. And said, hi, Sean. And she won't get that to truck. She won't get that to truck for anything. No. That air conditioning was nice. It was a little warm out that day. It was pretty warm. Because by the time we went, when I met demos, it was really warm. But we saw Sean. It was like, I think it was before lunch. Sean versus Rob at the firing range. I'm pretty good with a gun. There's no doubt about that. I think it was about. It was before lunch, wasn't it, Sean? Had to have been. Yeah. Yeah, it was before lunch. It's only been a few weeks ago, but I remember leaving here now, and yeah. It was closer to 10, I think. Yeah, because we left here about 9. I think we went to see my dad for a few minutes, and then we rode out there. Getting to his house was a little weird. It's a little bit backwards the way I had to do it, but I found it. Found it. So was no problem there. But Sean was. I don't think Sean was as tall as Demos is. If you see Demos' video and see him standing next to me, I don't think Sean's quite that tall. Sean's stocky. Sean is really stocky kid. So if he's only 11th grade, watch out for him in 12th grade because he's a stocky kid. He is. I wasn't near that big when I was in high school, but he's a stocky young man. So uh, he'd probably be a good linebacker. Probably really would. But I don't know how. Okay, you bench press? Yeah. I don't know how fast you are, so I don't know how quick you can stick with those kids and run, wide receiver routes and stuff like that. But linebacker, he looks like a linebacker more than anything. But I don't know your football team from last year. I don't know who all you had coming back, but pretty cool. I think if you get to play, I hope you get to. It's been about an hour and 15 minutes, guys. I'm going to call it a morning. It's a little warmer here now. Starting to get a little warmer. I may do some grass mowing. I don't know. I may mow some grass, may not. Who knows? Yeah. I was little. People said I had. Yeah. So, rain's all around the area. I think it's missing Sean. It's missing us to the east. I think it's going to miss Demos to the west. Who is it could get? I guess it could get my man up in Appomattox. I want to be all over the play. Oh, okay. I'd like to be a safety then. Maybe a safety would be the one to get to just go kind of crazy and make 20 tackles a game, stuff like that. So, one of my of the World Series this year, it's a sexy pick, I guess, but I'm going to do it. It really ain't a sexy pick. I'm taking the Astros. I think the Astros win it all this year. They don't have to. They don't have to put up with any of the booing and stuff. They got a lot of luck with all this garbage that's going on. The American League West is not that tough. I mean, American League West is not the toughest. And the National League West, other than the Dodgers, is not so bad. So that's another team definitely can win 40 games. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Triple Crown, two guys I'll say could win it. Anthony Rendon, Mike Trout. What's up, B.R. Wells? I think Pete Alonso will set a record for 60 games intentional walks. And I think he's going to average more than one a game. He's a one-man gang other than McNeil now. And, they're getting a little older. Conforto, they're getting to be a little bit older group. So I think that kid, sadly, probably will not lead the league in home runs. I think in the National League, Reese Hoskins with 21 or Peterson from the Dodgers with 21. And Mike Trout, I'm saying he'll get 23 home runs. Possible Triple Crown threat right there. And what was I going to say? Yeah, I think the Astros win it all. I think the Phillies. It doesn't matter which team it is out there, guys. Phillies, whoever. You got to come out hot. You cannot start the season 2-10 and think you're going to come back and win the World Series. I just don't think you can do it. Number one, you got too many teams you got to pass and not enough games to catch. So how when they set the when they've got the schedule up, you gotta hope that maybe you don't play the best teams first, or if you do play the best teams first, that you got the best offense and you just go out there and just pound the ball on them. That's what you need. So Astros over the Dodgers in the World Series, I'll say 6 games. I'm not going to say even 7. I'm going to say 6 games. Talk to you again. My name's Rob. Thanks so much. They're coming to get you, sucker. Have a good one. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.